Terrapins. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. It's been a tremendous college football playoff so far, and it's down to this, the semifinals. Which team will head on to the national championship game? Kickoff team out there. We are about to get cranked up for this semifinal collision. And he takes this from inside the 5. And they stop him at the 23. That's solid coverage. First down here for this offense. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
I love the call here with the wide receiver screen. Where's he going to go? The blockers do not do their job and open up any running lanes at all.
Second down play coming up for this offense. And they'll run it with the draw play. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29.
The draw is a good way to keep the defensive line in check and use their aggressiveness against them. It can be real effective, even in passing situations, if you mix it in correctly.
So a very makeable third down for the offense from the 29. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. And now the running back's got it again. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Chris, this is what I love to see from a defense is the linebackers are scraping, doing their job, but you need help from the secondary. And when you have aggressive tacklers on the back end, you got a great defense.
Check this out, a fake. They'll try to throw for it. Catch made, but can he get to the marker? Well, they stop him, but he picks up the first down, and that gamble pays off.
Chris, you got to wonder if the coaches knew they're going to fake this the first chance they got, or if this was an impulse decision by the head coach. Either way, it worked out great.
The Knights will have 1st and 10 here. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
Love to see the short passing game as a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable and allows you to see how the defense is reacting. That can open up for other things later on.
Off an RPO, the quarterback looks to his right. Breaks loose at the 40. Tackle is finally made, but an explosive gain. They'll move it down to the 23-yard line.
Well, there's nothing better for an offensive coordinator than having a quarterback kind of get into a rhythm early in this game. Another great completion. This guy is off to a great start in this big playoff game.
The shotgun handoff here.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Pre-snap motion from the offense. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. And he's able to find some room before they finally bring him down.
Well, those counter plays are tough on a defense. Defense has got to be gap sound. You get so caught up in the base concepts that the offense comes back with a counter play. If you're not sound with your gap integrity, you can give up a big play.
Third down and short on the 8th play of this opening drive. And they pick up the first on the ground. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Wow, you love to see this. First drive of the game, and the offense goes to the ground game to come up with that critical first down here on third down. Impressive, and now they got a real shot here inside the 10-yard line.
The Knights looking to finish the drive here. It's 1st and goal. Keep it on the ground on 1st and goal. Ball carrier brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here.
Chris, down here inside the 10-yard line, these are tough yards to come by. Positive yards. Good push inside there by that offensive line.
Catch made on the right side. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. The Knights looking to run some tempo here. Movement here from the tight end. 3rd and goal. Try to make it on the ground. Tackle behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Boy, what a great job by this defense. They have really tightened things up here inside the 10-yard line. Seems like they're almost daring the offense to go for it here on 4th down. Let's see what the decision is.
They pass up the chip shot field goal attempt. They're going to go for it on 4th down. The DB's right near the line now, showing press coverage. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. He'll throw it now. Catch made on the left side. And he is not going to get there. The defense stops him short of the goal line.
Interesting call here early, showing that they're coming in with an aggressive mindset, but they come up short of the 1st down.
So the ball changes hands, and the offense finds itself backed up inside their own 10. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. Stop after a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. They'll test the right side here. Defense will make the stop, and what will probably be the final play of this opening quarter. We begin the quarter with a crucial play. Offense setting up for this 3rd down. We'll give it to the running back. Finding some room at the 25. Tackle made after a solid gain. Will spot the ball at the 31.
Well, 3rd down, why not hand it to your running back? He's one of the more gifted athletes on your team. You give him a chance, he's going to give you the yards that he needs, and that is a 1st down.
Handoff in a single back formation. Breaks loose at the 45. Big gain, moves the ball across midfield to the 45.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
And the Terrapins looking to keep this drive moving. Here's the handoff. He gains 9, so it's 2nd and 1.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on 1st down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. They're going to run it here. He stopped, but he gets a 1st down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the 1st down, but he got it.
Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. And in 1st down, they go right back to him. Finding space at the 20. Tackle made after a big gain. They trust the left side of that offensive line and come up with a huge play on the ground.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris, there. The old pin and pull there to the left side. Great blocking on the left side, able to create a great push Nice crease, and the back found that with the vision and picks up some big yards for that first down.
The Terrapins getting set on 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion from the receiver as a design quarterback keeper. They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Offense looking to throw the ball. It's a quick grab. Tackled down at the 3 after the catch. Defense up against it now. And the Terrapins looking to punch it in here. It's 1st and goal. Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. And the freshman brings him down quickly.
A pretty good push up front here by this offense line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins. That kind of execution on a long drive, that's why this team made it to the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up first downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
Kicking team out for the PAT try. PAT is good, so it's 7-0. Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. He'll return it from inside the 5. And the coverage team brings him down at the 26. Okay, so the UCF offense is back out on the field. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Going to try to use his legs here. Breaks loose at the 40. They stop him out at the 42. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield.
This is why I love the quarterbacks that can make things happen. Here you have an opportunity to try to create. Nothing's there. Play breaks down. Instead of just throwing it away, he sits back, sees nothing downfield, decides to be able to pick up the first down by himself. Impressive run to pick up the first, keep this drive moving.
That's the 2-minute warning here before halftime as the offense tries to cut into this lead. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? There's the snap. Quarterback setting up the throw. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down. The Knights will come to the line to crank up the tempo. He's back to throw again on 2nd down. And he lofts it toward the sideline. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. And now it's 3rd down. They come to the line. A long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. With some pre-snap movement. Back in motion. Dropping back. We're going to throw for the first down. Catch made along the sideline, but he's short of the sticks. Less than a yard to go here on 4th down. The offense is going to go for it. They're going to run it. The first down pickup tackled at the 45.
I can really appreciate this offensive coordinator not trying to just do something crazy. You're less than a foot away from the first down line. Just punch it in and pick up a first down. That's what they call here, and it works out perfectly.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Looks like he's going to run it. And they make the tackle, but that's a huge chunk play on the scramble. He saw an opening and just went for it.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the first down marker is, picking up the first down.
An inside give now from the shotgun. Great move there. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Knights.
Boy, how exciting has this first half been? We get a touchdown here. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. A lot of great action here.
And now the try here for the extra point. And it's up and good. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. Return starts from inside the 5. Will be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. The Maryland offense is back out on the field now. The last possession was just old school power football. Let's see if they can keep that going here. Finds room at the 30. Tackle is made, but that's good for a first down of the 47.
There's nothing more that helps an offense than committing to that running game and popping an explosive run like this on the ground. Keeps the confidence of your offensive lineup. Same with your back. It helps everything else that you're doing as an offense in your rhythm. Now you can come back with some counters, try to take some shots off a play.
Oh, the pass is picked off. He's got some room and some blockers here. Finally able to take him down, but that's a great return after the pick.
Boy, great hands by the defender to take that ball away and pretty much steal it from the intended receiver. I don't know if I'd be targeting that defender very many more times.
And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. He picks up 9, so just short of the first down, 2nd and 1.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to set up a screen pass here. They've got him, but that completion good enough for first down yardage. So a timeout is called. Just a few seconds left here in the first half. So on first down, the field goal unit will come out there trying to get 3 points before the half. The kick is good. He knocked it right down the middle.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So here's the kickoff now. Offense settling for 3, tacking on a little bit of momentum before the halftime break. Kickoff fielded inside the 20. And the coverage team brings him down as the clock runs out in the first half of play. The minute's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The Knights will kick it off to begin the second half. And here's the return from inside the 5. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Here comes the Maryland offense back on the field. And they'll start the third quarter here on the ground. That gain moves the ball out near the 25.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in this playoff game, no adjustments, go right back to giving his running back the football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Breaking free at the 35. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid game.
Well, this is exactly where you find out what you're made of as a team. When you're trailing coming out of the half, how do you respond? Well, we know how this running back's going to respond. What a statement to get this second half started.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Offense getting set. It's second down. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. Solid run, tackled at the 45-yard line.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave him a chance at a really nice gain.
Solid gain on the running play. Third down now. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. On the run, he'll let it go. This one's going to fall incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. Third and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes. Is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see what they do now here on this fourth and short.
The Terrapins will send their punt team onto the field. This one will be fair caught. And the UCF offense back out on the field now. They're finally looking to click. This has been a struggle for both offenses so far. Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. Defense drops him for a loss. Tougher second down on the way.
Man, the defense was all over that play. Just left him almost no room to work after catching the ball.
So it's second down and long here from the 13. Tight end goes in motion before the snap. They look to throw it here on second down. And it's the senior getting home with the sack.
Well, I'll say this. This defense went in at halftime, made some adjustments, and they look like a different group here in these first few plays.
So a tricky situation here. Third and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. Motion now from the tight end. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Making people miss. He stopped short of the marker, so it's fourth down now.
The offense has a big play here, but they really put themselves in a hole on first and second down. That's why they've needed to try to play catch-up. They get some great yards there on third down, but it's still fourth down. Can they pick up the first?
He's got it, a fourth down conversion. Drive stays alive.
Boy, the defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on fourth down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
The Knights line up on 1st and 10 now. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. He's going to take off. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Chris, I love the patience here by the quarterback. He's waiting for something to happen downfield, but it's not there. Then you see the athletic ability to be able to pick up some good yards.
Handoff from the shotgun. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice gain.
The Knights pick up first down yardage to keep the drive going. DB's looking to jam the receivers at the snap. Oh, and it's incomplete. They call a screen on first down, but he just dropped it.
Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it on this play.
Back in motion now. And throwing again on 2nd and 10. He's moving out of the pocket. Fires it on the move. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete.
Man, when a quarterback starts moving around like that, you move into what some defensive coordinators would call a second play because it becomes almost like backyard football at that point. But that was a good job by the defense playing discipline and forcing the incompletion.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Oh, and he's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, UCF. Just ran away from the defense.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of this in college football. Guys in that slot that got the ability to get downfield vertically. It's a mismatch if you have the right guy. This time they get the matchup that they want, hit it for a big one.
And the extra point gives them a double-digit lead. Getting set to kick the ball off now. He's going to return it from near the goal line. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. How's that out of bounds at the 38? That's a pretty good return. The Maryland offense is back out on the field now. The last possession, they were forced to kick it away. Can they finally get things going this time? And the runner takes off to his right. He'll be taken down, but a penalty flag on the field. So the holding penalty in the offense backs him up 10 yards. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. One man at the backfield, and he'll get the football. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
With the defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first of the half. 2nd down after that previous play. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. They bring him down. That's a very solid game, but still well short of the first down.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
They'll change the pre-snap look now. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. They'll run it to the left. He's not going to get the first down. It's 4th down now.
Well, that run didn't go anywhere here on 3rd down. It'll bring up 4th down. And right now, late in the game, they've got to go for this. They've got to call their best 4th and short play and hope to keep the sticks moving.
So down by multiple possessions here. The offense will try to convert here on 4th down. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Makes the catch, and that is enough for a first down. They've got him, but they convert on 4th down, and the drive keeps going. And the Terrapins with 1st and 10 here. And he drops back in the gun. Quick throw to his receiver. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. And they finally stop him down at the 5. Solid gain on that catch and run.
Now the offense is taking advantage of the defense kind of sitting back with this lead. That's back-to-back plays of big yards. You know, it's a bend but don't break mentality from this defense, but they might want to reevaluate because this offense is moving the ball too quickly down the field.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. That was that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time, the defensive line,
and he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins. Kirk, you look for rust. You look for jitters in the opening drive. Not any sign of it for that offense.
You know, the offensive coordinator, when we talked with him this week, he had a feeling that this offense was going to be able to start fast, but I don't even know if he thought they would look this good this early.
The extra point cuts the lead to 3, 17-14. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. And here comes the UCF offense back out on the field. First down, looking to throw the ball. Got him for a sack. A big play made by one of the senior leaders of this defense. The Knights will hustle to the line here to run the hurry up. Looking to pass here on second down. On the run here, lets it go. Receiver makes the grab. He stopped just short of that first down marker, inches away from it.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
And they'll try the quarterback sneak. Brought down at the 28, and that's good enough for a first down.
Good call here by the offensive coordinator to go with quarterback sneak here on 3rd and inches, and he's going to get the first down. It's a great time to catch the defense off guard. Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, get the lineman down, quarterback under the center, quick snap, and get the yardage you need for the first down.
Handoff as they try to work the clock here. Solid gain, moves the ball to the 37.
Boy, is this guy fun to watch or what? Here we are in the 4th quarter, critical down in distances, and this guy is just churning out yards the way he has most of this game, showing a lot of physicality and natural running instincts in space.
Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. He's going to take off here. Makes the defender miss. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down.
Boy, how many times do we see this late in a 4th quarter? You know the pass rush is going to be there. They're getting after him. They're getting upfield. They get a great push. But what do they create? Space and lanes. And he takes off and picks up a first down.
And brought down at the line by that big defensive tackle. The offense has done well to chew some clock here. Now they'll come up on second down. The defense gets him, but it's a first down. Shows you how dangerous he can be scrambling.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is going to get after him. They get upfield. They have a great pass rush. What do they create? Space and running lanes. And he takes off and picks up some nice yards.
It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. Receiver in motion now. So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now. New set of downs for the offense. 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Defense trying to jam these receivers at the line. Good enough for first down yardage.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. They've got him, but he picks up 8 yards, sets up a nice 2nd and 2.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice, solid game.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Now they'll switch it up, looking to throw the ball here. Looking to scramble. And the defense closes in quickly to stop him short of the goal line. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically, and they get one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.